Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Brandon Gomez and I'm the owner of PrimeHomeLeads.com, a digital marketing and consulting company for service-based business owners. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over productivity hacks and tools that business owners can use to help scale their business. All right, let's get started. I was talking to a business owner about 2 weeks ago, and he owns a key wholesale business. And one of the questions that I asked him was, how are you doing? How are you generating new traffic? How are you generating new leads, new business? And he told me that his salespeople basically just do manual cold outreach. They just Google businesses and they just find their phone number, their email, and then they reach out to them that way. And so it's all done manually, and that really surprised me because I asked him, how long have you been in business? And he's been in business well over 10 years, but there's not really a structure to how his sales, there wasn't really a lot of sales training, and there wasn't a lot of marketing going on. And he's not the only one. So it seems like a lot of business owners, they maybe get stuck in the same way of thinking, and they don't necessarily know how to scale their business. They just keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Because I was talking with him for about an hour, and this was a face-to-face meeting, and the phone only rang maybe 2-3 times. So there wasn't a whole lot of outreach going on. So I wanted to make this video to basically show other business owners that, you know, you may be in business for years and years, and 5 years, 10 years, 15, 25, whatever it may be, but there's still things that, you know, business owners need to learn in order to scale their business. So I'm going to show you a couple of strategies, tools, softwares that you can use to help automate a lot of your business and help you reach more people. And the softwares and tactics that I'm about to mention, I have either used in the past or I currently use. So this is coming from first-hand experience. So, number one, if you are doing outbound marketing, which is basically reaching out to customers, reaching out to businesses or consumers. In this case, he was reaching out to automotive companies. Instead of just, you know, Googling companies and you know, doing it manually that way, it is so much easier to just basically hire a company to scrape a list. So one of the things I told him about, you know, because they may spend 30 minutes trying to Google businesses, and, you know, maybe they only get about 10 or 15. You could go on Fiverr.com and basically just contact somebody and say, hey, I'm looking for automotive companies, or if you're in the home improvement niche, you know, I'm looking for a database of consumers, or I'm looking for businesses in the roofing industry or something. And they can basically go on Google and like literally scrape thousands of companies for, you know, like 5, 10, 20 bucks. That's not that expensive. And basically you can get thousands and thousands of leads for very cheap. So if you have a sales people that are just doing it manually, you know, either use Fiverr or don't use Fiverr. You know, look up another company. But basically you could do it that way, and it'll save you literally hundreds of hours a week. I mean, they can scrape a list and get thousands of people. Number 2 would be never bounce. Now again, this is if you're doing cold email outreach. Okay, so if you're doing cold email outreach, what Never Bounce does is it verifies emails. So in this case, he was doing basically cold email. What you don't want to happen is if you're just spamming people, you're gonna get flagged by Google or whoever Yahoo or whoever you use for your email domain. If you send out too many emails, you will get flagged that are unwanted. Let me back up. If you send out emails that are unwanted and you're sending out large quantities of emails, I'm talking about like thousands of emails a week, and they're not solicited, meaning basically they didn't opt in from an email newsletter or something like that. Like you're literally just doing cold outreach. What Never Bounce does is it verifies the email, makes sure that the email is verified, so that way you're not sending to basically empty or junk or spam emails. So if you have too many of those that bounce, then it'll increase the likelihood of your email going to spam, because basically, let's say you use Google, I use Google, they'll know, hey, this person's sending out emails and like 13% of this list has like non-verified or bad domains. They know that you just scraped the list and that you're kind of like a spammer. Not saying that you are, but basically that's kind of like what spammers do, is they'll just do it in large quantities. So this is a way that you can verify emails, make sure that they are good, and basically clean the list up. Okay. Number 3, you want to segment your list. So what do I mean by that? If you're going after a couple niches, or maybe even like one certain niche, what I like to do is I like to separate the list. So because sometimes I do send out actual manual emails and sometimes I do it through a list, but regardless of the method, I always make sure I clean my list. So let's say I want to talk to kitchen remodelers in Texas, and I have a huge list of like remodelers all over the United States. I will actually separate the list by city or town or by state. Typically I do it by city, so that way I can make the list smaller and I can make it more personalized, because you don't want to just send out generic, hey, you know, I'm contacting you for, don't do cold, that's a bad form of cold outreach. I don't do that. You want to make it sound more personable. So what I like to do is I like to find the owner's name if I can, or the next person in charge, and like I said, segment the email list, make sure it's a clean list, it's a good list, and basically separate it to where you know the company name and you know the town or the city or the state. I wouldn't go any further than that. Don't start, because then that's considered spam. So like I said, segment the list, make it smaller, make it more unique and personalized. That way you have less chance of getting flagged for spam. Okay. And number 4, you want to use an email autoresponder or outreach. Basically, this is a software that you can use that will automate some of the process for you. So one of the email softwares that I've used is woodpecker.co, and I'll put a link in the description. And what it allows you to do is, once you have a file or you have a list and you upload the list, it'll auto send to those contacts. So make sure that you get the person's name, first name, last name, city, and the company name, and you have all that data. You can say, hey, I want you to send, so let's say the list is like 500, you have a list of 500 contacts that you want to reach out to. One of the ways that you can do it is basically uploading the list and say, hey, I want you to send out 25 emails a day. Okay, you want to start slow. If you do too many at once, this is a fair warning. If you do too many at once, like I'm saying, like if you send out 500 emails a day right off the bat, you're gonna get flagged for spam, and then you're gonna be in a world of hurt, because I've had that happen to me before in one of my past, one of my other businesses, and it was a train wreck. It was hard to get verified again. Every email I sent after that, even to myself or to my other team members, they went to spam, they didn't get it. So I'm telling you right now, do not send in mass email. Make it smaller, make it more personalized. In the beginning, send out 5 a day, 10 a day, no more than, I wouldn't send out more than 50 in a day, to be honest. Typically over the first 1 to 3 months when you're starting out. So please, follow these instructions. Like I said, it does save time because you can just once you have the list, you upload it, you clean the email, all that stuff with Never Bounce or another service if you want. Doesn't matter. It saves so much time because then it allows your salespeople or you to focus on other tasks. Okay, so while it's sending those out throughout the day, you can be doing other things that are more productive. And number 5, which I've talked about in some previous videos, is a chatbot. You want to have a chatbot, especially on your Facebook page, because I know a lot of business owners have a Facebook page, but they don't necessarily have a chatbot. Worst is when you don't even have anything set up and somebody messages you on Facebook, because when people are reaching out, you want them to be able to get a hold of somebody at your business. So Facebook created a way for business owners to have like candid responses, but I recommend a chatbot. See, the difference is you can have like an auto responder on your Facebook page, and it'll just ask like general questions like, hey, what's like whenever somebody clicks on click the message business, it'll say select one of the options, hours of operation or services or something like that. It'll answer it, and then that's it. Okay, what a chatbot does is it takes the person down a certain sequence, down a certain path to get to a certain result. So a lot of times what I will do is I will set up a lead generation chatbot for businesses. So let's say somebody goes onto your Facebook page, your business's Facebook page, they click on message, it'll show those same options. It'll show hours of operation, services offered, contact us, email, or whatever it may be. And once they click on a certain thing, let's say services, it'll show a list. Hey, these are the services that we offer. And then it'll ask another question like, hey, is there anything else that you needed? Or do you want to reach out to somebody? Or they'll say, these are the services. We offer kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, flooring, or this. And if they click on a certain one, let's say they click on flooring, it'll take them down a certain path. Say, okay, hey, great. When are you planning to have this done? What's your budget? Or do you know what you want to have done? It'll basically ask certain questions that takes them down a certain path, so that way it can collect their name, their phone number, their email, any other questions that you want to ask, like their zip code or anything like that. So that's the difference between a chatbot and regular, auto responded answers that just they answer the question and they don't re-engage the customer. They don't re-engage your potential leads. So the chatbot is really useful. I think it's a lot better than the candid responses on Facebook. So I definitely recommend it. And in addition, the chatbot is there 24 hours, 7 days a week. So regardless of if 10 people saw it or 10 people clicked and responded to Messenger, or you had 100 people, that chatbot is working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which means you don't have to have somebody, in the office manually responding to people. Now, you may need to, if they ask a real specific question that only your team can answer, then you can say, hey, one of our team members will get in touch with you. But at least up until that point, it can collect their name, it can collect their phone number, their email, certain specific questions. So let's say it was for like a remodeling job, they want to have flooring done or a kitchen bathroom remodel done. At a certain point, once it gets to like square footage or a certain question that the person has, then you can give it to the office person, whoever is there managing the social media, and they can see all these notes that the chatbot asked. Okay, hey, the person's name is Melissa. She's interested in a flooring job. Her budget was between $5,000 to $20,000. She wanted it done within this time frame, whatever. That way, when the person gets on the phone with them, or if they hand it off to a salesperson, they already have some qualified questions, and they can say, "Hey, is this Melissa?" Like I said, it really helps save a lot of time. That you can save time with your salespeople, or even with the office person. You can have them doing other stuff while the chatbot is interacting with the customers on the social media. Number 6 would be a lead nurture sequence or software. So one of the ones that I use is called Go High Level. Now again, you can purchase it or not. I'm just saying what I've used. So I use Go High Level. So for leads, you want to nurture your leads. Okay, it takes 5 to 7 touch points for most. I believe the statistic is over 50% of sales are made after the 5th to 7th touch point. So yes, you have your salespeople, but you want to have sequences. You want to have automation software in place to help follow up. So what Go High Level does is it allows me to create certain campaigns that says, "Hey, I'm following up with these solar leads," or "I'm following up with these kitchen and bathroom leads." And basically, it allows me to send text messages, emails. I can send a message through the chat bot. As long as I can collect their name, their phone number, their email, I can basically re-engage them, or basically nurture them to the sale. So lead nurture, like I said, is over 50% of it. So I can basically send automated texts. I can send automated texts. I can send emails. I can send voicemails, phone calls. It does a lot. Once you have it set up, it's there and it works. So these are the 6 things that I would recommend. Again, I'll just do an overview. If you're doing cold outreach, then I recommend you either use Fiverr or another service where you can scrape a list. This is like 50 times faster to just get somebody that can scrape a list and have them. And then if you want to have them scrape the list, then call them. If you want to call them manually, it's up to you at that point. But this saves like thousands of hours. And like I said, if you're using email and you're using cold email, use Never Bounce to verify the emails. Make sure that they're good, because you don't want to go to spam. Like I said, third, I recommend this point, segment your list. Really, I recommend that you segment the list. I don't like to do mass emails. I like to send a little bit more personalized. Sometimes I group my emails in like groups of 25 to 50. That way it still saves me time, but it's more personalized. I like to be more personable and actually learn about the business. So I recommend that you segment your list. Again, use an email autoresponder like Woodpecker or another service. Doesn't matter, it's up to you. That can send out automated emails, send them out over the course of a day. Make sure you have a chat bot. Make sure make sure you have it set in place. So on your Facebook, your social media, it saves your office person time, receptionist, whatever it may be. It saves them time, and it helps you gather leads and contact details. It's very easy to set up. So, and again, last point, lead nurture. Make sure that you have a system in place. I use Go High Level. You don't have to use it. I'm sure there's other services, but it sends out automated texts, emails, voicemails. So if you need to send out automated reminders for booked appointments or something like that, I highly recommend it, because like I said, over 50% of sales are made after the 5th to 7th contact. Okay, so follow up. Okay, that concludes the video. So if you are a kitchen, bathroom remodeler, or another service-based business owner that would like help implementing these strategies or these marketing softwares that I've mentioned, and you want help scaling your business, you can reach out to me or someone on my team. I'll leave a link in the description for you to set up a call with someone on my team and see how exactly we can help you. All right, until next time.